The Prime Minister is calling for urgent meetings to discuss Queensland's flood crisis after visiting the affected regions of the state. Queensland's cattle has been decimated by the state's flood disaster and hundreds of thousands of livestock is expected to be lost. As floodwaters begin to recede in Townsville, residents are now beginning the hard work of cleaning up, and police need additional resources to target looting.
I'm here with Acting Inspector Matt Lyons, and he's been talking us through this morning just the scale of what police now have to undertake given that we are entering into the recovery phase. He's told me this morning that in excess of 2,000 homes will be individually door knocked just to ensure that every person is accounted for, and that's not even taking into consideration concerns about looting which are now mounting in the community. I've got Matt here with me now, so Matt, tell me, how have the past few days been?
Look, we were given the undertaking to do this exercise yesterday, and once we got our head around the task ahead, we put a plan in place to start with certain areas in the community. It's a very important exercise that we account for every person in the black zone that was identified by both the police and the City Council. So we have officers that have been deployed from Brisbane assisting us with the exercise of door knocking. We started yesterday in Anoomba. We ended up in Idalia, in the worst hit areas where the golf course is. We're currently in Idalia today. Yesterday we had the assistance of the ADF with personnel there. That was extraordinary assistance to us, more feet on the ground. The task of door knocking all of these houses is one that will be achieved. We will get that done to ensure that we can account for the members of the community.
Now I guess attentions are turning for many locals to concerns about looting. Can you talk me through what police are doing in that space?
Certainly. With the officers that have been deployed from Brisbane, they are working around the clock to be in these areas. Part of that response is what we're doing here today with the community door knock. We're seeing social media posts where there are looters in areas, so we're rapidly deploying police into those areas to provide a presence. Again, there's people in society that see fit to do this sort of thing. Obviously they don't have a conscience. People are at their lowest ebb. Some people have lost everything, and people see fit to do this. We'll respond accordingly and put them before the courts if they're caught, and we can identify these people.
Given, a lot of police were personally affected by this flooding crisis, I know you've had reinforcements sent in, but I guess how challenging is it?
I think everybody in Townsville was affected. Police certainly were affected, but I think it would be unfair to single out the police. I think there'll be thousands of stories of the resilience of people within the Townsville community. Yes, there are police officers that lost their houses, jumped in a car and drove to work, and the loss of their house is secondary to providing safety to the community. There's stories of courageous things that people have done during this incident, and they'll be told forever and a day.
You were sounding a bit emotional there, Matt.
Look, I think that's what we joined the job for, to get out and sort of do this sort of stuff. So, everybody's affected.
So the task ahead for police here in Townsville is massive, and we know that there will be extra reinforcements on the ground for the coming weeks in a bid to help as the community cleans up after this awful crisis.